Bull riders are gearing up for their 8-second ride at the Alerus Center this weekend. It's the PBR Shootout, and professional bull rider Weston Hartman from Mandan joins us this morning with a preview of all of the action. Hi, Weston. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. How's it going?
Absolutely. It's great. I'm excited that you're here. I love your cowboy hat.
Thank you.
So how long have you been bull riding?
Professionally, since I turned 18, I started competitively riding miniature bulls when I was 8 years old. And before that, I'd say 4 or 5 years old, I started riding sheep and calves, and then just worked my way up through high school and college and now the professional ranks.
That's very exciting, and it's been said in this sport that there are two athletes. So can you tell us about the animal athlete in the sport of bull riding?
Yeah, the animal athlete is huge. It's half your score. Without a good bull, you're not going to be able to compete very good and score very high. The breeding's gotten so big these days too, where it's like horses, and they're specifically bred to buck and do their job.
Well, that's interesting because I think a lot of us think about bull riding. We're usually thinking about the human component, but it sounds like PBR is a high standard for its animal athletes. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Half the score comes from the bull, how well they buck, the intensity of the kick, the direction change during the 8-second ride. And now the other half of the score is how well the rider controls, counteracts what the bull does. And them contractors come from all over the country with bucking bulls that they breed and raise and feed. And it's their lifestyle too. It's how they make their living through these bulls. And the industry has gotten so huge these days where the breeding and bloodlines are so sought after and so precise that it's crazy how much it's evolved over the years.
Gosh, that's incredible. And I think a lot of people are sort of trying out bull riding. It seems like it's the season. There's been a lot of competitions around this time of year. But what can fans expect to see at the Alerus Center during the events this weekend?
Yeah, there's something for every age of the family, whether it's a little kid to grandma and grandpa. It's going to be unpredictable. You won't see the same thing twice in one night. It's going to be wild bulls, cowboys from all over the country, Brazil, Canada, Mexico, United States, bulls from all over the United States, entertainment, rodeo clown, the top professional bullfighters protecting us. There'll be something for everyone. Music, it'll be a good time for everyone.
Well, there certainly is a lot of action. I'm curious, what is your favorite part of the competition?
My favorite part is just, seeing all the families and all the spectators and fans come out. That's what we do this for, and that's what drives us and fuels us, I guess, to make it to the 8-second whistle. Getting to see all our buddies, family, friends, especially for me being close to home. It's nice. Some of my family and friends can make it to this one. So it's just all around family atmosphere and fun for everyone.
And I imagine that the group that you're with, a lot of you do competitions together. So what is that like, being able to travel with a group of people that maybe you're already friends with or family with, just being able to see those people week after week?
Yeah, it's super awesome. It's a tight-knit sport and family-oriented sport, and people in the PBR organization, you see a lot of the same people week in and week out, and they become family because you're spending every single weekend, mostly all year round, with them people and your actual family during the week, but you see them about as much as you see your actual family. And the friends and the people you meet along the way is probably the biggest thing that I'll take away from this when I retire.
Is there some part of this too that's exciting for you to represent kind of the state of North Dakota or the West, I guess you would say?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that I'm the only guy competing this weekend, tomorrow night, from North Dakota. So I got a lot of pride in growing up in the state, being from Mandan, born and raised. And, the people in North Dakota are great people and always support you, and it always gives you that little extra boost when you're competing in front of your home state fans.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what was it that drew you to bull riding? Was it something that you grew up with? Is that very common out there in Mandan?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it was, I grew up around it. My parents actually raised bucking bulls when I was growing up. My dad rode saddle bronc horses. My mom grew up around the rodeo scene. So my sister and I grew up around it, and that's all we've ever known. And just from an early age, and that's all I ever wanted to do. I rode bucking horses and roped a little bit and through high school and college, but I knew that bull riding was always my number one passion, and what I was always driven to, just the adrenaline and the passion for the animals, the bulls, and just the sport and the people involved with it.
All right. Well, if you want to get out there and see the competition this weekend, it is very exciting. There's a lot going on there. The information is on your screen. So for all the bull riding fans out there, make sure you get a ticket. It's in Grand Forks. Should be a good weekend for bull riding. And of course, we want to support our home state guys. So make sure that you get out there and watch that. Thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, our pleasure. Coming up on today's show, we have your daily dose of motivation, so stick with us. That is going to be up next.